Now we see it. Land acknowledgement.
Can you now hear the music?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Yes. Perfect. So let's quickly go the land acknowledgement, just making which constitute the present-day city of Mississauga and Toronto as being part of the treaty and traditional territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, and the Huron-Wendat and Wyandot nations. As we are visitors here, it's always one nice thing to do, so thank you so much. We appreciate our ancestors, whether we're coming from this land or we just arrived. Nice to acknowledge that. So we are going to do some introductions, considerations for the pendulum, how to prep it, some definitions and concepts, the physiology, the pendulum, how to use it, how to select it, how to take care of it, and some practice, of course, and then some tools that I can share with you, and of course, questions and answers. So quickly, I'm going to present myself. Well, most of you are obviously, we are one path or another. We cross. I've been here 22 years almost in Canada, and overall, well, I was always part of corporate work. My day job is in customs and logistics. And since 2023, I made an addition to my belt of tools to add holistic care and holistic practices. So I call it the energy and manual work. It's a difference. And I offer it as intuitive medicine, where I first help your nervous system calm down so it can receive any of the other therapies much more easier for a better process of clearing traumas, clearing blockages, feeling better, relaxing, helping literally all of our bodies from the inside out. And also, recently I added in 2023 hypnotherapy. It's obviously because it helped me about 9 years ago. I went from day to night in only 6 months, taking a lot of baggage off my back. And well, that's it's a way to understand many other things with NLP, with hypnotherapy, and definitely getting to know ourselves. I'm Sagittarius, very well related to one, like always free, traveling a lot. Ambivert. I used to be way more extrovert. Now it's pretty much introvert, but also I just want to make a clarification in case you guys don't know. It's a misconception that introvert and extrovert is if you're a people person or not. It's more how you recharge. So if you're an extrovert, you recharge with people, around people. If you're an introvert, you recharge by being alone. And you still enjoy company of people, right? So that's a little bit of a clarification. I love traveling and dancing. Those who know me, you know that that's my top one. My top two, travel and dance. Obviously, animals, nature, and a holistic lover for sure. My top love language is quality time. And well, I went through all of these basically for a help for myself, anything holistic, through 4 miscarriages, one of them almost near their experience. And it definitely put things in perspective. I'm still learning. And by sharing it, all the knowledge that I have acquired that helped me grow and keep growing, it's now a way to share it. And it's the best way to learn it, to put it to use, and to share it. Because if I had some experiences for sure many other people will be in the same. And that's why you start to connect. You start to make the connections and understandings of what's happening. And sometimes you just don't know what you don't know. And not until somebody talks about something and it may click. Something might click. So, well, some of the modalities is reflexology. I'm a certified reflexologist, and like also in like language, so I did massage, and many other ones that I'm still learning. One of them that I'm really learning right now, it's medicine astral medicine, and it's actually one of the biggest tools is the pendulum. So
So hopefully I'll learn how to use it. Thank
for
you for
sure,
inviting me.
thank you, Maria. Oh, Hurtado. Yes, I can remember if you already went. Okay, going once, going twice. Oksana.
Yes, hi, my name is Oksana, and I know Fabiola as long as she has been living in Canada. I always was a spiritual person, especially when I was a kid. I had very vivid dreams, and then they came true. Sometimes I had nap, and after that, so all event that I saw during that nap happen at the same day. But then life got busy, and somehow I suppress everything. And now I'm coming back. I'm feeling that I'm ready for different level. So about pendulum, like last year, I've been thinking and wanted very much to begin work with a pendulum, but life was very busy for me. And during some festival on Blur, I went to some little store. So I saw the pendulum, I like it, and I bought it. So, but I didn't have chance to start to begin working with it. So, and just Fabiola gave me a nice kick or push, so that's the time, and invited me for that webinar, and I'm very grateful and looking forward to learn from her and from everyone who would like to share with any kind of knowledge or feelings. And that's about me.
Perfect. That's amazing. I didn't know about that about you, Oksana. So thank you for sharing.
Yes.
Rossi, now you can unmute. Okay, maybe not. Yunuen, can you talk? I know you're probably at work. I'm not sure.
Hi there. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited. I don't know anything about the pendulum, so that's why I'm here, and I want to learn from these extraordinary women. And thank you so much. I don't know. I want to know everything. I want to feel it. I want to vibrate with the pendulum. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. Well, everybody, if you guys have questions, especially now that it took me a little bit to start, maybe put them in the chat or in the Q&A section. And when I make breaks, I will address them. And I think since most of you are very new to it, maybe let's wait until the Q&A because it's a lot of information. And yeah, let's wait. But if you really want to ask something or share something, by all means, please just raise your hand through the options on the webinar. Obviously, I need to make a waiver, a disclaimer, sorry. The world is not made, this current world, and especially Western society. And first of all, I will say, anything I say here, it's by my experience, is my point of view. Very important. It's a tendency, not a sentence. and it's not law either. So my point of view, right? In the Western society, we are not raised, and I'm really happy, Oksana, that you share that about you, because I'm sure you all have had that one way or another. Sometimes something that you may not understand how you know them, how they happen. Oh my goodness, this I just thought about it and it happened. Oh my goodness, I just thought of this person and they call me or they text me or sometimes. All of those little things that you might think, oh, I'm crazy, or somebody outside of you tells you, oh, you're crazy. You're not. First of all, let me tell you, you are not. It's those ways to, as we grow, they come back one way or another, because I won't go in detail because there's so much to talk about it. But from inception, from conception, even before, whether you believe in reincarnation or not, or past lives, but we are a long line of people, with our families, right? Especially with women. My grandma and her grandma and her grandma and her grandma, literally, they had me in the uterus because I was the egg of my mother. My mother was, right? There's a change like that. So emotions, feelings, traumas, all of those things can be passed down like that. And the Western society does not encourage that. It's, again, my point of view, out of fear that even back in the day, they would call women or even men that would do things without science, call them witches. So it's just, at the end, it's just people are connected to themselves. They know how to work with nature, with the elements, with the unexplainable, by those that rule the world. That's all I'm going to say about that. And it's this. We all have the so-called gifts. It's not gifts, it's our abilities. We all have them. And I'm going to talk about some of those very briefly. We all have those. Have you heard of clairvoyancy, clairsentient, clairhearing? All of those, the so-called psychic senses, there are multiple options, multiple modalities, if you may. And it's just the way that we communicate. And it's a way to communicate to our intuition. So I'm going to go in detail to break down all of those concepts. But for now, because this is not studied, there's no money for pharma or for any other government or for any other institutions and to put money into it to study it. There's some, but not as many. And obviously they always claim there's not enough proof to make it a law, to make it something that is publicly used, at least not on this side. If you have some knowledge about the Eastern societies, they are all much more spiritual. They even in Mexico, right? Like, we do make use of nature, of plants and the shamans, etc. So it's very energetic and very spiritual communities. And of course, it's not convenient for the masses, for the governments and those leading. So because of that, I want to make this disclaimer. Nothing that we talk about, it is a substitute for any medical advice or consultation. As I said, it's tendencies. And at the end, obviously, your decision to actually discerning what the choices are. And although it sounds funny, yes, the information is for entertainment purposes for the same reason. It's not backed up by science. However, personally, I'm a firm believer of that because I've seen it, I've experienced, and everybody's experience will be very particular and individual to you. So just repeating that, right? Do not compare where you are at now versus where I can do and show you. I've been doing, it still is not that much, but I've been working with it at least 9 years. And just like any muscle, it can be developed. So this is, I congratulate you, your first step to get to have information, and then you can take it forward depending on your choices, on your interest. And I will always be available. If you have any questions, if I don't have the answer, we'll find it together. So any questions so far on this? If not, I'll move on. Okay, so because it's a very subtle tool, I want us to get prepared, and it's too bad that I cannot see you. But again, when it comes to spirituality and holistic modalities, I know you might hear some places, oh, it has to be like this. Oh, you have to do that. Personally, I don't believe that, because you are you. Things might work for me, they might not work for you. So as granola, which is a term, as it might sound, it has a lot to do with your intention, what you want to get out of it, how you do it, what calls you to do it, what your intuition tells you. And just quickly before later on that I'll talk more about, your intuition is that gut. Anytime that you said, I knew it, something told me, my gut feeling, all of that is your intuition. Is that capacity to discern what is, and also because we have all the knowledge inside. I do another workshop where I talk about the information that we receive and how the subconscious have it. So, but I'm talking a little bit about it right now, later. So because of that, I want us to relax, connect with your inner self, and we'll do that quickly with a quick meditation, breathing, and then we're going to get prepared to open and put you in alpha waves, which is that next step that you are open. You're open in your mind. You're not thinking too much here, but you're thinking with all your body, and you're feeling, you're allowing it to be open. It's a critical faculty between the subconscious and the conscious. So are you guys ready? So the first thing we're going to do, we have left brain, right brain. First of all, they cross over to take over the body while they control. Right brain, the left side of your body, left brain, the right side of your body. Now, one is more analytical, the other one is more lovey-dovey, things in colors and figures and pictures, etc. And we can help it connect and work together. So sit straight, put your feet on the floor, flat on the floor. If you have shoes or just make sure you take them off, especially if they are rubber. Rubber does not allow us to ground. It puts a block, right? So anytime we're in the grass and you want to connect, take them off, because otherwise there's no connection, it stops. So even right now, again, with our intention, with the eye of your mind, right, we're going to just breathe in through your nose, all the way to your tummy and out. Make sure your back's straight, your legs are 90 degrees on the floor, feet on the floor, feet flat on the floor, and hands palms up on your knees. Keep breathing and out and in
Once upon a sometime,
and out.
and once upon a somewhere, and once upon a somehow. There
So
was
now
a big bang.
I want you to do something. You're going to cover your right nostril with your finger. So you're going to breathe in only to the left. Make sure you feel it, or with the eye of your mind, your imagination. Make it go all the way to the top And then exhale through the other side. So it comes out through the right nostril. So obviously now you cover the other one. And then inhale again through the right. Change, exhale. Inhale through the left. Over the left, exhale to the right. With this, we're doing a first step to connect left to right brain. Inhale through the right. Exhale to the left. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Make sure to close your mouth and just use your nose to breathe. In through the right, out through the left. Again, in left, out right. In right, left, out. In left, right, out. Right in. 4, 2, 3 more. Out left. In left, out right. In right, out left. In left, out right. Last one. Inhale right. Outside, breathe out. And now just breathe normally. And out. So now, just keep breathing. Keep breathing.
I am not just somebody. I'm a cell in one body, filling all space. And everything I should be, and everything I could be, and everything I would be is here.
So we're just going to do now. I'm going to quickly guide you through a quick meditation so we can open your channel, your energy channel. I'm going to unblock all of them so it flows that energy and that connection to your higher self. So we are open and it'll help the connection now with the pendulum. So let me turn that off. And I'm going to open. Just keep breathing in through your nose, out through the mouth. Can you hear the ball?
No.
Okay, it doesn't matter. We'll still make it do. So now imagine go to the bottom of your seat bones. Take a deep breath. And start going up in the center. Clean it up. Release any tension you might have in the perineum, in between those seat bones. Don't forget to keep breathing. Go up to your sexual organ. Thank them. Imagine the orange color. And just thank there. With every inhale, you inhale white energy, white light. And as you exhale, any worries, any tension you might have in the sexual organ. In the next inhalation, take it to your solar plexus, just a little bit above your belly button. Now picture or think about yellow, the yellow color, the yellow word. Inhale white light to clean it off. Exhale any worries, any pain that you might have, whether in your stomach, in the kidneys that are in the area, part of the lungs. The next inhale, go up to your heart. Think or see or hear the green color. Inhale, white light to clean it up. Exhale, any pain, any hurt, any sadness that you might feel in your heart. Inhale. In this one, we're going to inhale pink energy. Make it go around it. And exhale that worry, those pains, those sadness. Keep breathing. Let's stay there for a couple of seconds. I'll guide you. And even if you don't hear the instruments that I'm using, believe me, you might feel it. You might clear it. So just be here with an open mind. Keep breathing. Inhale that pink light. We're going to cut some cords that make you feel sad, that make you feel angry with mostly people or maybe yourself. Inhale. If you're feeling like a couple of tears are coming out, let them out. You're ready to deal with that. Inhale. Exhale. The heart is the perfect place in the middle between our physical body and the spiritual body. In the next inhale, go to the throat. That's the throat chakra. Imagine, hear, or feel the blue color. Go back to inhale. White light, clean that area, let it expand. If you feel that you cannot speak your truth, that you have to hold it, just cut it, let it out, and clear it. Keep breathing, ladies. Keep breathing. And say aha when you exhale. Inhale again. Ah. Inhale. Ah. 3 more. Ah. 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 Next inhale, take it to your third eye, in between your eyebrows. Help you see the future. Believe in what you see. Believe in that intuition. You can move your head around. Inhale the white light. Clear the area. And let out any doubts on your future, on what you see. Next one, we're going to go to the final chakra and the crown chakra, just above your head. Imagine and see the purple color. Let's open it for today to connect to your higher self. Allow to have a direct line of communication. Take 3 deep breaths. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Take your hand from the bottom, from your hip. Put your palms up slowly. Just imagine how you're moving the energy up. All the way, raise your hands all the way up and around. Out. Once again, from your hip, let's make the energy flow up and out. Last one. From your hips, 5 hands on your side. Energy up, 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 and clap at the top. And open your eyes when you're ready. Anybody want to share how you guys are feeling? How did that go? Before I continue. Give me thumbs up if you're okay, if you're here with me still.
So relaxed.
Perfect. Anybody else? Do you feel anything moving? Do you feel lighter?
Yeah. Later.
Perfect. Perfect, ladies. So now we are very open to receive. Honestly, meditation can literally be close your eyes with intention and out. That's the bare minimum you can make. So that can be your starting point for meditation. Anytime, and that's where the NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, comes as well. Anytime for the brain, reality or imagination makes no difference. So anytime your eyes are closed, it tells your brain and your body, I'm in introspection. So as little as a breath.
¿No le puedes abrir a Fruco?
As little as just one breath and out, that's already there, your quick meditation. So that helps you center.
Creo que era Fruco.
Anita, te voy a mutear. I'm going to. And yeah, so anytime you even feel angry, sad, literally, take a pause. So, perfect, ladies. Let's move on. Can I please just get your thumbs up? Is everybody okay? Is everybody here with me? I know it's a challenge that I don't see your picture, so everybody good. Perfect. So let's move on. A little bit of theory before the good stuff, but again, since you guys are newbies, I get to show you. So some of them are really abstract concepts, right? Again, because there's not that the backup studies from science, or who has ever seen, your higher self, unless it's in your thoughts. So there is, as I was talking with that connection with higher self, even your third eye. Has everybody heard about the pineal gland? It is.
Yes. Yes.
There is the chemical composition or part of our physiology. And at the same time, do you guys know as well that that's what they would call the third eye? That's when it gets activated, which, by the way, I didn't want to say earlier, but when we do that connection of the breathing of the two brains, in the middle of it, and that's why I'm putting it here, right in the middle, you are activating it as well. There's actually another meditation that I do to literally activate it with the intention of your mind, of your intention, really. And you light it up and you help it, because it gets calcified with the things that we drink, what we eat, what we see, the news. It does a lot of the products even that we ingest, excessive sugar, anything processed, it does calcify it. And why nobody really makes it mainstream? Again, for the fear of that power that we all have and what might mean for the world, right? So there are different ways. I took a course, and there's now a couple of courses, couple of people that say they activated. It's not a one-step solution. There's a lot of things that go with it. Yes, nutrition, your habits, a lot of things that can support that. So the pineal gland, it's a way to have more clarity for your third eye and enhance the connection to your higher self. Now, in the physiology of the brain and the mind, it's different concepts, right? The conscious, the subconscious, where do they really reside? Actually, on the weekend, I was on a course for hypnosis, and that came up, and it was fascinating to think, like, really, where is it? Like, where is in the body, right? The brain, it needs answers for everything. So that's why sometimes we cannot let go of, I cannot understand, and I cannot, it cannot be a strap. I have to have a reason. I have to understand, and I have to put up and down to the concept. That's the brain. That's the functionality of the brain that could be connected to the ego, because both of them, their main function is to keep us safe and alive. Whether it's a habit that is not as positive in the greater scheme, but if you're familiar, it'll stay there. That's what the comfort zone is as well, right? And better if it's an evil rather than new and different, because it's outside of my comfort zone. So going back to this, the brain, it's a cell, the muscle, that muscle that we have with the gray matter and where we think, right? Part of it, and I must be honest, when I was doing my silent retreat in November, gosh, I had so much time, and I was right? The way I could see, and that's why I'm presenting it like that. To me, it was, we have the thinking part in the front of the brain, the connection to the higher self in the center, where the pineal gland is connected. And then in the back, towards the cerebellum, that's where the consciousness lives. That part of you, it can be, there is a very fine line between ego and between the subconscious and the consciousness as well, right? It takes a lot of practice to differentiate which one is which voice in the back of my head is my ego keeping me where I am, and what part is my intuition telling me this is the way, this is what it is, right? Again, practice, practice, practice. It's what will help you understand the difference and make your best decision for it. So all of this, and subconscious, so the mind, the way I can better translate it is, it's really all of it. That at the end, we are beings of togetherness, of group, of community. Well, same with our organs and with the concepts. So having to put names and descriptions to what it is, what we're feeling, what we're doing, is just a requirement of your mind, because that's what it does. It wants to understand. So there are times you really don't need to understand it. Just embrace it and leave it, right? So the mind is that, and the subconscious is somewhere in the body. We are all of that. I will not going to tell on the bits of information, etc., but we are beings, because this is not just for women, it's for men. That's why I have my stick couple. The best way I could transmit this is, the subconscious is everything, how we perceive it. and how we have worked it so it can have an outcome. Now, the conscious part, which most of the time is represented by the brain, by the head in its physical form, because as we saw, the pineal gland, the higher self, it can only be related from the head up. And as I said earlier, the heart, if we talk about chakras, the heart is the happy middle in between. If you have any blockages, you either feel too grounded and you don't believe and you don't work your spirituality, or the opposite. There's people who don't, we just don't feel home. We just cannot recognize, I don't feel my place. I don't feel like here I can put roots, right? So it could happen. Some of us can live from a lot in our thoughts, a lot in our head, and that's just been there. Not that it's very spiritual. At the end, we need the balance. Or there's people that have this block, nothing goes up, and you're just all physical. Now, in the practice that I've done with, some therapies and with people, I see how, and that's very normal. So if that's you, don't feel singled out, don't feel, because of what Oksana was saying earlier, right? Between 0 and 8, there's debate, 7 or 8. We are all sponges. Why? Because we are living always in our alpha wave state. So that's why we are everything. That's when we are more ourselves. And little by little, if your family does not support that, if they say, I don't know if you guys have heard there are kids saying, oh, mom, they tell their story on how they died, or they tell the story of all their past lives. If the parents don't know how to support that, it just put a lid on it. And then the next come and put a lid on it. Or you start to be called names. Oh, you're crazy. Oh, you're just schizophrenic. Oh, you start to get all of these names that, again, the ego and the mind, they will keep us safe. And that, it might take it as trauma and blocks it, puts it down. And that's why when we are, 45, some of that might come up, but you don't know how you lost it. Actually, on the weekend, on that class that we were talking about, like, because we put everything down so much, literally there's just not enough space anymore to hold everything that we don't work with. That potentially is what it's called the midlife crisis. It's the time that the subconscious says, enough. You have to work with all of this. You have to take care of that. And then that's why we don't know who we are, what's our purpose, etc., etc. So not the topic of this chart, but just things to consider to start potentially working. And if you feel like you don't fit, that something doesn't sit right, etc., it's a good time to consider the next steps and learning to work with your subconscious for your own benefit. So now I'm going to introduce the other. Sorry, any questions, comments? Everybody still awake? Okay. So, okay, actually, let's just to wake you up. Has anybody had any experiences that you said, I knew I shouldn't have gone to the market at this hour? Has anybody had any experiences like that? Or if you drive, have you ever felt like, I don't even know how I got there? Anybody? Any experiences that you want to share?
Yes, I can share. Last week I had a workshop and I forgot about it. So I dropped my son at the place and I thought, okay, so it's time for me to go shopping. And I had the thoughts, no, it's not the right time. Probably you should go home. And then my brain started to work, my ego. Oh, no work, like nothing important at home, so you can go shopping. So on the way, in the middle of the way, in the mall, to the mall. I heard my clock beeping. So I set the timer to make sure that I didn't forget about workshop. And so then I realized, okay, I can make it to the mall. I have to make U-turn and go home because of my clock. So anyway, my unconscious told me that probably not the great idea to go right now shopping, but because of my brain, who is conscience and ego, said, oh no, you can go and relax. That's my sharing. Happened last week.
Yes. Yeah. So it's those little things that we are not used to listen to it, right? We feel that, oh, I'm crazy. Oh no, because we are so set up in our ego, in our conscious, rather than anytime if that thought pop up, listen to that. Again, as I said, it's practice. And the more you hear now, if you didn't know, now you will start to notice it. That's the beauty of chatting about something that maybe you didn't even know, or that you knew, but you didn't know what it was. Right? So personally, even what I wanna wear, I listen to it. My head, my ego, my conscience say, oh, I wanna wear pink. But if before actually grabbing my pink sweater, yellow came up in my head, I will grab that. So it's just practice. And more than anything, is trust. Now, I'm going to link it a little bit. It's a bit outside of the topic, but just so you think about it. By not listening to yourself, you are disrespecting yourself. You're not loving yourself. And most of us, at some point or another in our life, we have the feeling, I'm not enough, I'm not worth it, or we claim, oh, these people don't trust me, they don't respect me. We just switch the question. Am I not respecting me? Am I not loving me? Right? So things as little as not listening to what your gut says is really showing yourself, your body, that we are not respecting ourselves. We are not loving ourselves. Just remember, right? Like, it doesn't have to be big things. It's as little as saying, I didn't listen to myself when I thought, or when the thought came to me, do not go this way, go left, right? So again, just something to think about. So next, any other comments or shares? Now we're getting closer to go into more of the topic. And I have here a little bit of show and tell, because in its simple form, literally a pendulum, and that's why I said anything that can swing, that's a pendulum. That's the practical description of it. But in a way as well, in the spiritual way, if you may, it's a tool of divination, or that's how it's kind of known. But it has many uses. It could be divination. It could be, as the topic of this webinar is, the way of talking, or a physical, visual way to talk to your subconscious. Literally, we wouldn't need it. And again, as I said, because our brain needs proof, it needs evidence. We are that primal, right? We're that basic. I have to see it. And another disclaimer, actually, doesn't contravene anything religious. If some religions do see it as something negative, etc., again, it's not my intention to push it to anybody. It's informational, as I said, for entertainment. You make your own decision. So personally, I use it to, when I don't know what decisions to make, when I don't know, when I do my sessions with people, I use it to understand what's the level of the energy, right? So, and they also call in, it's one of the tools of dowsing. Dowsing, again, in the practical, non-spiritual world, if you may, have you ever seen that in movies? Well, I've only seen it in movies. I've never seen it in real life. That they take like a wishbone that is like a Y, or right, to find water. Have you guys seen that? So that's called dowsing. Really is to find water. Now, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. There's also the dowsing rods. These are those, and it's in the picture too. I must say, for me, they don't work. I have not been able to make it, well, it's not that I make it work. I haven't been able to work with them. I still have them and I practice once in a while, but for example, yesterday, because I wanted to bring them to today, I had to use my pendulum to understand if they were for me or not. So let me quickly just show you what I said. I'm going to show you what I did yesterday, right? So here's, oops. And I said, do rods work for me? It's moving side to side, let's say horizontal from left to right. That's my no. And I will come to that in a second. And it was as simple as that. Like, I still have them. They are cute. I want to learn. I mean, I want to use them. And there's actually a lady, her name is Lena. She connects with angels and she used these to get their answers. And what she does is literally you just hold them like that and say, show me yes. Sometimes they actually show me the yes. They move up, right? Show me no. And that's where I don't get anything. I only get so far. And then she asks, oh, any questions? Honestly, some people ask trivial questions and she gets that. I can't. But pendulum for me works wonders. So those are some of the tools used for modalities, for healing, for making questions. If a person is psychic and medium, they can use it for other people. The beginning, it's you use it for yourself. And we'll come to that because it requires some very specific points to consider. Otherwise, you can get frustrated because the answers might not make sense. So, so far so good. Your brain is hurting or you're good? Ladies, tell me a yes, or can you put in the chat a 1 if you're good, or a 2 if you have questions, or raise your hand. And we have a new person. Sorry, who is that? ADKTRN. Do you mind just introducing yourself and telling us what you were interested in the course? Okay, well, let's move on. Okay, so here it comes. So for this, please, ladies, can you turn on your mics so we can have a conversation? Unfortunately, I cannot see you, but at least if you can turn on your mics, please. So do you have either your pendulum or a necklace or anything that swings?
Yes.
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 Okay, Luz,
Yes.
Adriana, do you have anything? Yunuen, Oksana, Rosie?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
You guys have. Okay, perfect. So for those who don't have it, and if you're interested in getting your own, or even those who have, if you want more, again, there's no exact science to how to select it, right? There could be many options. It depends on you. And that's a little bit what I want to talk in terms of your way of perceiving the world. So if you don't know, we all are different, of course. And some of us live our lives through our eyes, some through our ears, some through feeling. That is called your representation of the world. So it's kind of linked on how you learn, whether you're visual, auditory, kinesthetic. Kinesthetic is that you have to feel it, that you have to try it. And it applies on how you get connected to pick your pendulum, or crystals for that matter too. Some say they call you, yes. If you put it in your non-dominant hand, and you might feel sensation. You might see with the eye of your mind, you might see colors or you might see images. That's why getting to know yourself is very, very important and very positive. It helps a lot for a lot of things. So in selecting it, you could say, if you're visual, it'll be more about how it looks. If you're auditory, it might be a little bit challenging to see how it sounds, but maybe if it has a small sound to it, that's why it might guide you to pick it. So there's no right or wrong, there's no good or bad on it. It's just how it works for you. Personally, I'm very visual. First of everything, it has to look cute, nice, color combination, the crystal, all of it. So, right, this has everything. It has amethyst, it has the white quartz, it has the little ball here, and on top of everything is functional because I can remove the change, put it in another stone. Then it has the 7 chakras. Like, it's all of it that I loved about it. And then, yes, I'm becoming a little bit, I used to be like 95% visual. With time, and also with practice, because I want to be more kinesthetic to be able to feel it. Now I'm making myself, okay, I want to feel cozy. I want to feel that I like it, that it makes me vibrate. And Amira, if you want to share I think now is the time to share how you selected yours. I know you put it in your story, but so she came on Sunday. She wanted to get her pendulum, and I'll let you speak.
Okay, thank you, Fabi. Yeah, well, as I told you, girls, this is my first time using a pendulum, so I was very I can decide myself between one or another. It's your first pendulum. You wanna feel the connection, as Fabi says, and she tells me, you know what, Amira, this is the best way to know how to use a pendulum. So she put me each pendulum with my closed eyes on my hands, and I feel the vibration for each one. But the first time that I decide another one, Fabi's recommendation, not what I was looking for, because I was looking for a pink quartz. So I found my pendulum, but that was not my first choice. So Fabiola told me, okay, so you need to talk with your pendulum and ask it if it's the proper one or not. So I did, and the pink quartz that I've been choosing for the first time, that was my pendulum. So it was so magical. And it was magical for the first time because, of course, Fabi is going to explain us more later. But it's crazy how pendulum works. Thank you, Fabi.
Thank you. Yeah, so it's it's not just one thing, it's a combination of it, right? So while she was selecting, one of them was feeling heavier. Yes, the material was different too, but in spirituality, and right now it's I don't say, oh, it's bad or it's good. It's more about this, does it feel heavy? Like, does it make you feel a heavy weight, or or does it make you feel light? Does it make you smile or does it make you frown? Those are the things that will tell you, based on your subconscious and your inner desires, if that's the one for you. Again, all of that, it's colloquially said, your gut feeling. right? So in this case, you selected like that, depending on how you receive the world. Now, there's another thing too. As I said, because even anything that swings and a necklace, they might not even be crystals. It could be anything. However, depending on your intention, on why you want to use it for, etc., even the type of crystal, it will help that purpose or not, right? For example, if you wanted to, if you use it for, if you're a therapist and you want to use it for Reiki with your client, maybe it's a green one for healing or a white one to expand some of the, other crystals that you might use. So it can have multiple uses for it. You make it why you do it, and you start to customize it to why you use it. So if, as we said at the beginning, if most of you are very new to it, I would suggest, right, definitely something that you feel light with, that it attracted you, again, either how it feels, how it looks, depending on your life, and start practicing. And we'll go to the next practice in a second. And we talk about it, right? Put it in your hand. Close your eyes if it made you feel, see colors or images, or if it made you feel positive, negative, heavy or light. Those are the ones. What else? Okay, yeah, and that'll be. Any questions or anything that you'd like me to talk more about before I move on? No? All good and understood? Okay, let's move on. Okay, so again, we like to talk about, because if some of you are very auditory and digital, you want facts. If you are kinesthetic, you will not. It's more about how it feels, how it makes you feel. If you're visual, you won't care either about the facts, right? It's more about how it looks. So really what it is, that's why first I brought you in the meditation to an alpha level. So we are open. We're forgetting that barrier that the conscious and the mind is thinking, I need to know facts. This doesn't make sense. How it doesn't even work. It's BS, etc. Right? Right now we're in the open and learning. We are humans. We are depending. I don't want to generalize, but in general, we're still learning to listen to ourselves. So once we have to have that connection with an external tool that'll show us, maybe that's what will convince us. The subconscious, it could be called your gut feeling, your inner knowledge, even your inner child, and that voice in the back of your head that tells you this is the way that you need to go. Now, I just said need, but at the end of the day, it's also, there's no should, you would, you have to. And what it is, since that subconscious, as we saw earlier, is really all over us, what happens is, how many of you have, you have come to your foot in the corner of your bed? How many of you have been, you have maybe a week that, oh my goodness, I keep dropping water, or I keep doing the same repetitive thing. So that usually comes because we're not listening to our body. Something's happening that we're not listening, so it's making it bigger. Okay, so I gave you a little scratch on here, and you didn't do anything. Now I gave you a rash in your arm. You didn't do it. Now you stomp your foot. You still didn't do it, right? So it just magnifies it until we're here. I'm just making this for reference. It's the way through micro muscle movements and spasms and contractions that it moves. Okay, so now I quickly, before we practice, normal, I mean, I have the camera, it doesn't look so, but I'm literally just holding it. I make it long so you can see it, or even short, let's see. There you go. So right now it's just in the center, and I said, show me a yes. I'll put my hand here so you see that I'm not moving it. Now show me a no. And now it's changing to the other side, right? And I actually can feel, again, it's practice. I can feel a little tingling, a little vibration through my arm that I'm communicated to my subconscious. My subconscious, through electrical impulses, contracting the muscle, it's what makes it move it. So how about try it? If it's very long, I would suggest hold it, you hold it with the other hand and grab it just enough so it can move. And the way to do it, you see how the hand on the presentation, the hand is relaxed. Either you do it like that. Personally, I prefer to hold it like this, like with my two fingers, the index and the thumb, like that. And you see my hand is kind of let it down. Now here I'm lifting my arm, but I'm going to, the way to do it is put it closer so you have control over your arm and you know it's not you moving it, right? So try it. I don't know, can you see? So my hand is here. Normally I like to put it right in front of my belly, which is the area where we call it the gut, where we have our power, the solar plexus, and like that. Okay, I think you're, again, I'm moving it so you can see it.
Sorry, is there a difference to use different hands, or can be whatever hand?
Whatever you feel comfortable. Yeah. As you guys practice, you'll make your own way. However, whatever feels easy, right? At the end, try with both, see with which one feels easier, happier, lighter. And once you put your hand close to you, so literally this is to hold your arm, so it's not like, because here, if you do it so long, it's going to start moving because you get tired. But here, and then it's naturally falling with your hand. Again, I'm going to move it just so you can see it. And now, again, you don't always, once you have practice, you don't always have to do it. But as you start, it's good to get the good practice so you can develop at the end your own, right? But so again, firmly put both, you can be sitting. I'm standing just so you can see the camera, but your feet grounded on the floor, again, preferably without anything rubber. So bare feet or with your socks, that's fine. Breathe in, close your eyes, and just set your intention and say, I want to connect with my subconscious. And then you can just say, you don't have to say it, as long as you think it, or right, however you prefer it, but you can talk and say, I personally do it, unless I'm giving a session. I do, and so now that you have the form, relax the arm, relax the hand, just say, please show me yes. And you might see it move. You might not. So if you might not see it, just think about it. Are you scared of it? In the sense that, as we talked earlier, that our abilities are not being promoted by society. We are cataloged as crazy, as witches throughout life, through all the ages. There can be a general consciousness of it's not safe to do this. It's normal, it's okay, but now that you're aware, you can choose to get away from it. It is safe, it is your birthright. You have the ability to do it. So I'm sorry, and do it, right? Who cares? So again, hand here. Perfect. Perfect, Amira. So, and now you can say, the very basic literally say, show me yes. And for those that are potentially still watching on Instagram, oh, actually, I'll just turn the camera. So those of you who didn't watch, arm closed, hand loose, comfortable, whichever hand you prefer, and show me yes. Now, if it doesn't move enough and you cannot tell, you can say, make it bigger so I can see it. Make it bigger, bigger, biggest. All right, that's my yes. Now, did everybody get that? Do you have questions so far? Ladies on the Zoom, are you there? How is it working with your?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yep.
Once I've noticed, right? I use the pendulum a lot. Does it ever change the yes to the no? Because I find that it keeps consistent, but does it ever happen that it changes?
If
Like,
it then changes consistently, yes. If it's a one-off, you might not be centered. You might be speaking from your ego and not from your true self. You might have blockages in the middle.
when it changes.
When that, yeah, if it changes, like it was 1 out of 50, it's not, or maybe your question is not as specific as it needs to be. Because that sometimes with that, it actually sometimes even goes around, or it doesn't move at all, just because the subconscious, and I mean, I'm going to talk about it a little bit later. The subconscious has to be clear, specific, in positive, and right. So I'll get to that in a second. So watch also or review what you're asking and why it might have changed. Because if today this was my yes and tomorrow is my no, but then consistently it changes, then it changed. But if it's only just one, it just maybe the way you're asking it or how your environment is, or it might be influenced. If you're one of those persons who absorbs energy from people, it might also be that, right? It's influenced by those other people around you. So any questions so far for that? Did you guys find your yes or your no? And your no, actually. So once again, hand here, show me yes, show me no. And as you practice, this becomes very fast. As I said, I use it for some clearing energies, etc., multiple things. It could take time as you're starting, but I know that when it starts to vibrate, it's because it's going to change. So I know now it's a no or a yes, depending. Now, when I use a chart, I have one that is very beautiful and sweat, la, 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 la. But in that, maybe that, I don't know if, Raquel, if you were just using it on its own, yeah, maybe watch where you're asking, what's the environment. But if you were using a chart or something, I use one sometimes. The yes is sideways. So in the chart, the yes and the no are flipped to what it is for me. So that's fine because you're following a pattern and you're telling it where to go. That's a different story, right? But if you're not using anything, your practice to start with is to understand where is your yes, where is your no. And that will take quite a while to show, quite a while to work with it. So yeah, that's the beginning. No worries, Jackie, but yeah, we're actually not sure if you can still join the Zoom. but I put it in live on Instagram as well. So that's what it is. That's how it works. If you want an explanation that satisfies your brain. So, any questions? Any comments? Nice. I hear Oksana Buño, perfect, because you got it, or I hope you did. Erendira, great. Amira,
Fabi,
perfect.
I have a question. Well, probably this kind of information will be later, but when we're asking how long we need to wait question through question.
As you get practice, it could be literally 1 second after, like it could be as long as you know, once you get to know it, and how you communicate with it, it could be very easily. Very, very easily. So like I say, right? Like if it's today Thursday, you see it's changing to no. My name is Fabiola. I'm 45 years old. I live in Japan.
Wow.
Right. So it is now something else which I just had. It's a tingling in my body. That's my way of knowing. Like it's amazing. Like it's just aha, what's going on? So let's move to any other question? So you learned that.
Sorry, I have another one. Sorry.
Yeah.
So what happened if, for example, I just asking one question and the first answer is no, I make more questions, and after I repeat the same question, which the answer was no and is yes. Is a difference?
It could happen again, and we'll go to those details, because it requires clear questions in positive, and yeah, it might just be about the question, how you're doing it. It does take time to get used to it, to do the question in an appropriate way, so you get valid questions, right? And things like, for example, I know it could be very morbid, but am I going to die? Of course, we all are. But then that's the importance of saying, am I going to die tomorrow before 4 p.m.? That's how specific you have to be. In here, yes, I'm saying they have to, because you have to be very specific, and learning to know when the questions comes from your ego or from your true self, or from your pure question, right? It's not contaminated with anything else. Things like, for example, I've always wanted to do real estate training, and it's starting tomorrow, and I have another training that I want to do, right? If you say, do I take the real estate training? It might tell you yes, or it might tell you no. And then you say, oh, do I take the first Erendira, and then Cynthia, 1 second. Let me just finish this thought. How specific you need to be is, and this is another thing to consider. Your ego wants, your higher self will be led by what is in your best intention, right? At the end, we are human, dealing with the human world. We have wants and needs. Is that what's in my best intention? Maybe not always. So that's how you can start to make the connection between the two to help you. As I said at the beginning as well, if you end up doing it, up to you. Personally, I don't lead 100% of my life with that, because at the end of the day, we still have the free will. You still have the responsibility to choose for yourself. I'm not going to go in details, but about 2 months ago, I knew something that I chose was not going to have a good outcome, yet I did it. When the event happened, I bumped my head because it went shut up. And I did it consciously. I knew it could have happened. I knew my subconscious told me, don't do it. I still chose to. Luckily, throughout that, something else happened that it changed the outcome. It could have been bigger, honestly. So it's still throughout the way, like, okay, now you didn't choose the yellow pad, you chose the black one. Okay, let's put a little bit of yellow there, right? So that, I mean, it's incredible. Like once you get to not be led by all, the EBGB that people might say, you still are human with free will. So go with that. Erendira, sorry, you had a question or comment.
No, I'm
Your
okay.
hand was up.
No, sorry.
No, and Cynthia,
No.
your hand was up as well. So I'm not sure if I answered the question or it was just a mistake.
No, yes, absolutely. You answered my question because on my work at the pendulums is still on the butt motion and it's on the center. So probably it's because yes, it's something it is not work or it's not the time.
Yeah, just rephrase. Are you asking? Show me the yes. Show me my yes.
Yes. I said show me yes, show me no. And with my questions is no. But when I put a similar or something more easy for my pendulum, it's just in the center. So now you probably answer my question.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, keep practicing with your yes and your no. Calm your mind, relax. As you start, it doesn't always have to be like that. Like you don't need to be in a temple to be able to use it. It just makes it easy to get used to it, especially if it's the very beginning for you. So that way it's easier to hear yourself, to connect with yourself, and be driven by this. So I'm going to show you what next. Yeah, so I have here a circle. Can you see? There are some times that I do products for myself, like my body cream. I like to put, depending on what I need for that time that I'm going to do it, I will use my pendulum. I don't do the chart. I just put it here for this. You can make your pendulum chart work for you. Things that you can do is, for example, right, as I said, for the mix of oils, olive oil, of essential oils that I use, I literally go one by one. Is it yes? Is it a no? And I even ask how many drops of it. It's what I require at that moment for that cream. That is, to be honest, a little bit, with practice. So again, you don't drive the decision. It could be very easy that you start to, without knowing, you will start moving it. So just let it drive itself. And I will send you this as an example. And let me just show. So something else too you can do, for example, ask about your health. For example, let me show, let's see if it shows here. I'm going to turn the camera 1 second. This will be the last demonstration because we are let's see. Okay, let me show you. Okay, so I have this Can you see that it has a 0, 50, and 100? Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so I will ask about my digestive system. Can you please tell me in what percentage of good use? How I can actually ask, like, how is the health of my digestive system? So it's showing me it's about at 75%, right? Because it's between 50 and 100. And I can ask it, can you push it to 90? All right, now we moved a little bit this way. Mr. Cat, move. All right, so now I can see how is my sight? It's at 50. Can you push it to 60? So there's many uses. You can start to do your own charts depending on what you are looking for. One more, let me do one more. Does my body, okay, I'll put it just a yes or no. Does my body need magnesium now? How low is it? About 40%, right? So all of this, I know, that's why I also did the disclaimer about you need, you know, don't don't just use this. It could, as you get practice, you might, but you can use it as a tool to, okay, you know what? I know I'm low in this. Let me go to the doctor and say, hey, can you do me a panel for magnesium? Or, you know, that's how you can start using it. Today was very basic, but I wanted to show you what you can do with it. When I do the same with the chakras, if I do alignments, etc., this will tell me, okay, if it can, I am moving it, all right? It can swing clockwise, which means it's in a light movement. But if it goes too fast, or is it going counterclockwise? It's amazing what you can do with it. Locate objects. You can also do, is this food? Literally, I have friends that go to the supermarket with their pendulum. Can I eat bananas? Can I, you know, using it for all of that. And it's just because I'm seeing it that it probably makes it more valid and to believe it. But at the end, there's other ways. Literally, there's even a way of dousing yourself, and you are the pendulum, right? If I, like literally, I don't know if you will be able to see it, but show me yes, and it's moving. Show me no. Oh, it sent me to the back. Like there's so many ways, to be honest. And I just want to do another test with you guys. I know I cannot see you, but this is also a body test, energy test. And I'm going to, so extend your arm, whichever. Extend your non-dominant hand. This will help you, give you another proof, if you needed it still, of the yes and the no, and how lies, well, truths and non-truths work with the body, and how it's very easy to start to use it like that. So extend your arm, and my name is Fabiola. And if you push it, I'm able to contract and resist. But if I said, my name is Luisa, I'm able to put it down. So try it yourself. This is a body test, and it's even used in the modalities, the holistic modalities, to see how to calibrate your body and how connected and a lot of things. But try it. Again, extend the arm. My name is Fabiola. I'm able to sustain. I live in Japan, and I'm able to move it. So Do I still have you? You don't understand the body test, Raquel? Or we
That
to what do
chart, that one chart, like with the percentages, like how, like I couldn't see properly. How does that
Oh,
work?
so you know, between 0 and 100, at what performance, if you may, is your given system that you want to ask about? Is it performing 100%? Is it performing at 50 or right? Does that clear it better?
So then you put the pendulum on top of that, and then it moves towards like so it
The
doesn't.
percentage at what it is. Yeah, how well it is performing. So you can make your own, right? Depending, maybe you put it just from 0 to 10, etc. So it's, yeah. And if you want to check your health, okay, how is my digestive system? Now, in different, it has to be biologically make sense because, for example, if your digestive system is not in good performance, or it's not at least at 50, for example, you can also tell it to improve it, yet you're not going to do it right before bed, for example, right? Because what you need is to relax and start to wind down. So there are other things for consideration to understand, right? Do I do it now? Okay, it's the morning. I need to go out all day. So how is my digestive thing? How is my energy level? Can you up it up a little bit? And you know, if you're so stressed, learn to work with your body and that subconscious. So it's mostly, as I said, you don't necessarily need a pendulum. It's just easier because you can see it, you can touch it, right? Most of the times we need to see to believe. So it is, yeah, it's a way to, again, this was a very basic session for offering the information for it. So if something is needed for more questions or more clarification, we can have another, or just reach out to me. There's many ways to use it.
I would like to know, Fabi, how do you your chakras test? I mean, how do you use your pendulum for do the chakras?
So if you you can either do it, to start with, I would suggest print out a body with the chakras, right? Put your pendulum on top of each. The basic will be, if it turns around clockwise, it just has to be, it comes with a little bit of information, which actually I will have later on something about chakras, because so you can decipher how it moves. Because the chakras are centers of energy, normally, to be healthy, it's turning clockwise at a medium pace. If it's too much, that's not ecological for it. If it's too slow, it's also, right? Everything in the right middle. Same if it's going counterclockwise, something is, it needs to be worked on that chakra. So, but start with placing it on that picture, make it a little better so you have space in between, and just place it and say, how is my root chakra? And then, so maybe here it'll show me, actually. This is the one I use with clients. This is the one that I use for myself. So how is my root chakra? How is my sacral chakra? All right, so now it's moving front and back, so that needs adjustment. How is my plexus solar? Okay, clockwise. How is my heart chakra? How is my throat chakra? How is my third eye? And how is my crown? Oh, wow. So now my crown is very active, very active. Probably because we opened this, we're working on this, right? So, and now it stopped. So, as I said, the visual aid, even the pendulum, is just a tool to help you believe and to learn. So, and then you can just either working with the chakras, either you clean them, balance them with sound, etc., aromatherapy, various things, then that's another story. That's another story. I'm just piquing your interest, so there's more. There's so much more. Any questions? Quickly, how you can take care of it. So we talked about how you choose it, how you use it, apportioning. Now how you clean it. Yes, you need, like anything, it starts to grab energy. So once in a while, it needs a little bit of cleaning. I literally, I can use, if you don't have anything with sound, like I have my bowls, I have drum, anything. Sound is vibration. I don't know if you've heard, but it's vibration. And energy, it's a kind of vibration, so it'll help neutralize it. Now, then you can work. I put it as water because literally you can clean it. You can clean it literally under the water. However, depending on the type of crystal or material, it might not be conducive for it, because if it's porous, it's going to, it's going to absorb. It's not good. So it just has, that will take you to understand crystals, right? But it could be done with water, as if you would wash it literally just under the stream of the water. That's all. Intention cleans it too. Again, that's why I said it's not super complicated. Media and sales and all of that make it complicated just for consumerism, but it's not, it doesn't have to. So don't feel bad if yours it was literally a stone that you grab on a string. Who cares? It makes the deuce. The moon energy. One will help you to clean it. Normally, again, I won't go into details. New moon. The full moon will recharge it, enhance its properties depending on the crystal that you have or the rock, right? The elements, air, fire, water. Well, air, literally, you can also grab it in between your fingers with your intention of cleaning it. All of it can just run in your head as you're. That's another way of cleaning. Fire, if you turn on your sage and the smoke of it, that also cleans it. Water, we said already. And earth, you can put it in earth, especially in moon, new moon. And the earth actually is an amazing conducive to, even for us, to distress. Takes away all that negative charges that you have, and of course in the crystals it cleans them. Actually, quick anecdote of my cat. Cats, as you know, they absorb energies, right? One of them more than the other is always sitting in dirt, always. At least once a day he's there, and he just sits there. To me, he's just meditating and releasing anything that he's taken from me. Sand, we went through that. Any questions? Okay, we're actually at the end of it. Are you mute because of amazement? Can you use it on behalf to someone? Not at the beginning. And at the beginning of the session, I mentioned, and well, actually clarifying on behalf, how do you see yourself using it on behalf of someone?
Yes, I mean, if I can probably up the energy for my son when he's tired or something like this.
When you have practice, why not? As a practitioner, as a healer, I do use it with others. So just make sure, again, it all comes with the intention, to be honest, that it's, in positive, in their higher intention to use it with them. And yeah, why not? Just get a little practice with yourself first.
Okay.
At the end, it's energy. unless it's somebody that is intentionally trying to do bad with energy. I mean, you're their mom, you will not do that.
No.
Just, now, I mean, I'm just saying, right? Like, it just has to be with caution and with the intention of doing good. You cannot hurt them. It's, you know, if it comes from your heart, for sure. But yeah, just first try, you know, practice it with yourself, and
Okay.
you can help them like that.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, like, because you help somebody else, don't you take the energy on you or that person, and
Great
how
question.
safe it is?
So that's topic for something else, but I'll answer quickly. And I learned this when I took my Reiki sessions. If usually as women, more than men, we love to fix people, right? But that is your ego. That comes from traumas, wanting to be, oh, poor thing, I'll help you. Oh, I'll solve your issues. That is your ego. Now, when you work with the energy, and somebody asked me at some point, oh, you don't get tired when you do sessions, or a lot of them, I'm like, on the contrary, because I have learned to search, I'm only the conduit. I'm not using my energy, right? When doing Reiki, for example, it's the universal energy, and I'm just the conduit to help to connect with the person. So I'm not using mine, so I'm not draining myself. On the contrary, as I do Reiki, as I do other services, honestly, I'm helping myself as well, as long as I don't try to put my ego into it. For example, if I start to feel things and I say, oh, I think, and notice, that's where the NLP comes. Notice why you say or you think, oh, I think it's his liver, let me work there. Listen to their body, listen to your body to go where it's supposed to be. Don't try to control it. The moment you want to control it, first of all, is your conscious mind wanting to get in the way, the ego, and then you will be sourcing from your energy. So while using this, if you're using it for some kind of healing session, let it flow it through you, not use your one. So yes. And yes, the other part of the question, can you take it from the people? Of course, 100%, right? Our auras extend, they could extend kilometers. Again, it's something to learn to protect yourself. Personally, when I do sessions, I cover my belly button. I use a crystal to protect it. I cover it. That's where a lot of the energy could come in. I do grounding. I do bubbling. Like, I do things to protect myself. And still, yes, sometimes, because still my human mind comes in the middle, it might happen. And then it's part of your care to your kit to take care of yourself and clean, right? For example, right now after this session, first of all, I will wash my hands with cold water. I clean myself, and then, so it is possible. Yes, you take your precautions for sure. And more than anything, just let it flow through without putting the pressure. Oh, it has to be this way. It doesn't have to be anyway. It's just let it be as it is.
Thank you.
No problem. Any other question before we get to close? I know we went to, a little bit under 2 hours.
Okay, one more question. Sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Where can you take all the charts, like that you can work, like printed out? Is there any website links? Okay, for example, with the chakra understandable, you can take from online. But if they have different chart of your health issue, specific health issue, like stomach, different kind of issue. I remember that I saw somewhere like chart, like round, and it's all health problems that you can check.
Yeah, so you can, you can, I think I had it. If you can find it if you put Gel
Cool. If it
pendulum.
is online, so it's okay. So I will look for it.
Yeah, you could. If not, I can help you do one. But yeah, you honestly you find everything in here online. And that's why I said just if you need something specifically, you can do it. I can help you, and yeah, that's doable for sure. Any other questions? So this and much more, I'm actually going to have a workshop. It's longer. It's about 8 hours in total because I use hypnosis, NLP, movement, dance with belly dance, etc. So if you're interested, I will send you some information anyway. And I will be having a couple more of these ones to share what I know, and hopefully things start to come together. If you have any questions, you have my email or you have my phone number, let me know. And that will be all for today. Do you have any other questions, comments, concerns? So from 1 to 5, can you just give me your feedback and what do you think of today?
5. And also I want to share my experience, dear Fabi.
Oh, sure.
I just did my chakra test, as you say, and it's incredible how you can connect with this pendulum. And you know, when I just finished to do my all exam about my chakras, I say, that's enough. Thank you so much. You can stop. And it stopped. That's insane. I just shocked with this new information, and that was grateful, amazing. Thank you so much, Fabi.
Thank you. Actually, you brought something I forgot. Be grateful. And at every time that you finish your session, it's always, when you start and you finish, have that connection and respect, you know, thank you for your support. Can we do this? And then start. And then at the end, just a simple thank you. It's a good thing. So before we go, and now that we finish, I just want to bring you down so you're not all airy, all there. It'll be quick. Am I still sharing? Let me stop sharing that. And so again, once again, oh, are you still there? Yeah, sorry. So just go back, sit straight. Can you hear the music?
No.
No.
No. No. How about not now?
Yes, we can hear.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so just take your hands, rub your hands, sorry. We have chakras in the hand, so by rubbing it clockwise, really you're just activating them. So your feet flat on the floor. Let's thank our higher selves, our guides that were here today with us, supporting our learning process. May you all start to connect, learn new things, and accept them. Believe in them and share them as you see fit. Take your hand. Now I will ask you, let's do the opposite so we can close those chakras. Just start to pull down from the top above your head, going down slowly as you breathe. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Returning down our chakras, thanking them, connecting with them. Let's do that once again. Pull down that energy. Now just take it a little bit from the back. And down. Now put your hands on top of your knee. Back straight. Inhale through your nose. And just picture at the top of your head a little white crystal, a diamond, turning clockwise, shining And at the same time, closing enough so you can receive and stop receiving from others negative energy. Inhale, take it down to your third eye, in between your eyebrows. Again, thank you for allowing us to see far beyond what we know. Take it all in and start our journey. Inhale, take it down to your throat, calm it down. May we all speak our truth and search the truth and speak up. Inhale, go to your heart. Let it expand, front, back, to the side, so we can reduce the gap between our physical bodies and our spiritual being. Let it thank you for helping us see love, universal love, self-love, and love for others and anything that's around us. Let us thank it for giving us space in earth and experiencing this human life, making what it is for us, and help us understand what we are here for. Inhale, take it down to the solar plexus, a little bit above your navel, your belly button. Turn it down.
It's me.
And
You're a dull
connect
wall.
your power.
Yep. Dull colors, dull finish.
Connect with your power. Recognize your own power. Inhale, take it to your sexual organs, your center of power, especially as woman, the connection to creation. You are very powerful. Believe it, accept it, and don't be afraid to show it. It's not only for creation of human life, but also for anything creative that you want to pursue. Let it breathe and expand so any blockages is released as it no longer serves you. If some of you are having issues in that area, I suggest to wear anything orange, eat orange food. I think a couple of you are having that blockages. So, and last one, inhale, take it all the way to your root chakra in between your seat bones. Help you grounded to this earth. We are here for a purpose. Let it accept, be grateful, and the more grateful we are, it's a ripple effect, and all those around us will be more grateful to us as well. Take a deep breath. Send the energy all the way through your legs, to your roots, through your feet, grow roots to the center of the earth. Inhale, white and pink energy from Mother Earth, that motherly love. Inhale, let it go through your chakras in the center to your crown chakra. Inhale. Exhale with an ah. And thank you. I hope you enjoyed our closing. I hope you enjoyed everything that you learned. If you have any questions, you know where to reach me. And I hope you really enjoyed. Thank you so much for staying all the way through the end. I'll see how it works with the recorded, and I'll send it as soon and I'll try to edit the beginning so we remove all that extra. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate you being here, and I hope it was very enriching for you as well. So have a wonderful night, and I'll see you next time.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye. Take care. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.